Welcome, everybody, to a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video today. And this week sees the release of the action sequel Rambo Last Blood hitting store shelves, along with the sci-fi mystery drama Ad Astra, the animated adventure comedy Abominable, as well as the romantic period piece drama Downtown Abbey is being released, and Scream Factory is releasing a collector's edition Blu-ray of the 1985 horror film Silver Bullet, plus much, much more. So let's go see the deals, exclusives, and we're at our first location, Walmart. So let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody, we are in at Walmart here, and it's a little bare over here, man. I mean, they seem like they are out of a lot of the Game of Thrones, like the season exclusive, like the final season stuff and everything. Like, that went really fast. So there's only one Game of Thrones final season left over here. The rest are out of stock in a big bad way. And over here, they're out of all of the It stuff as well. I mean, last week they didn't have much on the shelf anyways, but it seems like there's not much here at all. And over here is supposed to be Ad Astra, but they're out of Ad Astra as well, so there is no Ad Astra to talk about here, unfortunately. Sometimes some things are on the shelf and some things aren't. You guys know how it is sometimes when you go into stores. Sometimes your luck is there and sometimes it isn't. Not for Ad Astra, but the first thing I am seeing is they do have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray digital of Rambo Last Blood for $24.96, the Blu-ray DVD and digital for $19.96, and the DVD for $14.96. And John and I did a spoiler review on Rambo Last Blood. You can catch it on the movie review playlist. I'll also put a link down below in the descriptions if you guys want to hear our full and complete thoughts on the movie. And, you know, it's kind of weird because I never really thought we'd ever be getting another Rambo movie. You know what I mean? I never thought that. Like, after the last Rambo movie, I thought, okay, that's a really great Rambo film. It's a really great send-off for the character. I thought, you don't really need anything else with Rambo. And then I heard Stallone was sort of interested again and wanted to do it. And there was all kinds of iterations that it was supposed to be. Like, one iteration was he was supposed to go against a sort of alien monster. There was talk of that, and then it turned into possibly sort of like a Predator-Rambo crossover type of thing, which would have actually been really cool. It would have been sort of a man versus sort of like alien species and sort of who's the better killer type of movie. It would have been really interesting, kind of almost like Predator with Arnold, just a Rambo movie. It would have been really interesting to me. We just didn't get it. And then I heard about the cartel stuff, and I was like, okay, they have the cartel stuff here. And I'm like, I don't know what I really think about the cartel stuff. I'm like, he went against Burmese soldiers, and that was a really great entry. But I thought, okay, you could do some really cool stuff here. As long as it's really brutal, and it's still Rambo, and he's still really badass, then that's still really something worth checking out. And so I went into it with a little hesitation, but really excited, because I really love Rambo, and I really love Stallone. And overall, guys, I have to admit, I thought that the movie was okay. It's not the best Rambo movie. It's certainly not the worst Rambo movie either. It's somewhere sort of in between, I would say. It's, you know, it's got some good kills in there, but it's not your typical Rambo film. It feels sort of less. It's sort of a lesser, you know, it feels like things are too quickly done. It feels like some characters are really stupid. It feels like Stallone just isn't as into it as he was previously. That might be old age. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities here. I mean, it's still good. It still has its brutal moments. It's still a really interesting movie overall. And if you're a fan of Rambo, I would definitely say still give it a look. But honestly, though, guys, I'm not as big of a fan of it as I want it to be. It's still decent. It still has some of that good old Rambo kick-ass and badassery and great gruesome kills, but sort of on the lesser end of the Rambo series, I would say. That's just me. It's not the best send-off. I thought the best send-off was definitely the last film. But if you're curious on one more last Rambo adventure, or what we assume is the last Rambo adventure, who the hell knows, really, then definitely give it a look, though, guys. But go in with a little slightly lower expectations. Don't go in thinking that this is the Stallone of old and, you know, the Rambo from back in the day, because it certainly isn't, guys. But still pretty decent, though, I would honestly say, though, guys. Then over here I'm seeing they have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray Digital of Abominable for $27.96, the Blu-ray DVD and Digital for $22.96, and the DVD for $17.96 right here. And I got a chance to check this out on Amazon Prime, and really the reason why I checked it out there is because, to be honest with you guys, I've told you this before, I'm not really a huge fan of animated movies too much, and I don't really see a lot in the theaters. So, of course, I was probably going to wait until this hit on Amazon Prime in order to actually sort of rent it and watch it. But I thought it was honestly a really great little animated adventure movie. I really did. I thought it's really great for kids. I think adults will enjoy some of this stuff too. I thought the animation was really very top-notch and stellar. I thought it was really well done. I like the story of, you know, them befriending this Yeti and making sort of lifelong friends with it, and the bond that they share. I thought it was actually really good, guys. Honestly, I was really surprised by this one. I sort of saw the trailers, and I wasn't really a big fan of the trailers. I was more of like, the trailers aren't really doing much for me. But honestly, I was surprised by this one. I really was. It was better than I honestly expected, and I wasn't expecting much from this one, guys. So, yeah, to me, this one was a pleasant surprise for sure. I don't think it's going to knock the socks off of anybody, you know, but I think it's a really fun, enjoyable animated adventure, especially for kids. I think they would really enjoy it, man. Definitely let them watch Abominable. Not bad, man. Not bad at all. And coming out at the right time with sort of the wintry weather and everything. Not bad time to put out Abominable on Blu-ray and DVD, dare I say. Not bad, though, guys. Not bad at all. Then over here I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray DVD digital of Downton Abbey for $22.96, the DVD for $17.96, and I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and I was kind of looking forward to it because, number one, I've seen none of the seasons of Downton Abbey. I've never seen a single episode of it. I've heard of Downton Abbey, and I've heard a lot of praise that people have given to Downton Abbey, how really wonderful it is, and the drama and the characters, but I never got around to watching any of it. And when the movie came out, a lot of people were really excited about the movie, and I was just sitting here like, really? There's a lot of excitement over Downton Abbey? Okay. And I was a little bit shocked by it, so I didn't really know what to expect exactly. And then I watched it, and I really loved what I watched, dude. I really did. I thought the characters were really engaging. I liked the drama between everybody and the situations, and I thought it was handled really well. I like sort of the period piece drama of it taking place in the 20s, sort of how it's sort of a different time in the world, that, you know, they're expecting the king and queen, and how there's a lot of complications, and how they have to deal with sort of the scandals and everything that's going on in their lives. I thought it was a really wonderful movie. I really did. It just really reminded me of old school Hollywood. It really did. Movies that just aren't really made anymore. This is one of those ones that really reminded me of it, man. And I had a fun time with this one. I really did. It's engaging, and it's just a pleasant watch, and it makes me actually want to go and watch the series now, and actually sort of see where these characters went and sort of continue the journey with them. I really would be interested, man. I really would. It was a really good movie, man. I was actually kind of shocked. I don't know what I was expecting. I honestly really wasn't expecting much, but I was pleasantly surprised by this one, guys. Honestly was. Definitely give it a look, especially if you're a fan of Downton Abbey, man. Definitely worth it. Then over here I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray DVD digital of Overcomer for 1996 and the DVD digital for 1796. And from the Kendrick brothers, an inspirational movie for the whole family, a 98% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Really? You don't see many that get that nowadays. Ain't gonna lie on that one. From the creators of the #1 box office hit War Room, life changes overnight to coach. After he loses his basketball team and is challenged by the school's principal, Olivia, to coach a new sport he doesn't know or like. As John questions his own worth, he dares to help. Okay, that's interesting. Sort of faith and sports and overcoming adversity and everything. Okay, interesting. These faith-based ones, I'm telling you, they have a huge following, man. People love this stuff, dude. They really do. It's a huge sort of like genre in and of itself, man. People really get into these movies in a big bad way. Not saying that I really get into them very much, guys. And I'm shocked that this has a 98% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I really am shocked, man. I'm not expecting this one whatsoever. 98% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. That's craziness, dude. Really. However, I've told you guys before that a good rating on Rotten Tomatoes doesn't exactly mean it's a good movie. It just means that critics like it. And, look, I've had a lot of critics like films that I frankly don't like, and vice versa. So I'm not saying this movie's good or bad. I'm just saying that, go in and make your own conclusion on this stuff, guys. But it looks kind of interesting, though. If you're into sort of faith-based, sports-type stuff, overcoming adversity, maybe this is a good one. 98% of Rotten Tomatoes. That's crazy, dude. Wow. That is nuts. Alright, guys. Well, that does it for this section, guys, as far as I can see. Unfortunately, like I said, no Ad Astra, and they are definitely wiped out at Game of Thrones for sure, guys. But not bad selection so far. Let's see what else they got. Alright, guys. We're over on this side with a couple of releases that I see. They do have in the Fanatic the Blu-ray for $12.96, the DVD for $9.96. Now, they did not have this last week, so they do have it this week here. And I was actually kind of curious about your thoughts on this, guys, because I was going to talk about it last week, but I didn't. This movie really is about sort of fandom gone to the extreme, like to the real extreme, like to sort of almost like stalker type of level. And I'm wondering, what do you guys think? Is this how fan people really are? Is this how us fanboys are? Like, we go to these extremes? Are we like the John Travoltas of the world, where we just are really just so crazy and obsessed with these people that we will do anything to get near them? It's kind of interesting because I went to a lot of horror conventions, and a lot of these ones where I've met a lot of these sort of female horror actresses and a lot of these people, and you have no idea how many of these people have talked to me and have told me that they've had stalkers, that they've had death threats if they made a bad movie or if they weren't good in a certain film, that people are trying to like stalk their house and try to get near them at every chance they get, and that some of these people are absolutely terrified of the fans. And it's sort of crazy because there's a lot of really great and wonderful actors and actresses that I love, but I would never go to the extent that this guy did, man. I mean, it is really extreme to like the nth degree, man. And me personally, I don't really see fandom like that, dude. I don't really see a lot of us fans like that. I think it's the thing of a few bad apples ruin it for everybody else, that you see these people so obsessed like this guy that it turns so deadly and crazy. I think that's what it turns out to be, man. I mean, it's just a rare instance of that happening, but I know that it turns a lot of these celebrities off, and why a lot of them sort of stay away from the fans because of it. I want to know what your guys' opinion on it is. It's definitely to the extreme, but it does happen. But I know it's not everybody, and it's certainly not the majority of people. But I'm very curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are on this one for sure, man. I really am. Just about that subject of fanaticism gone terribly wrong. I am very curious, though, guys. Then over here I'm seeing they have Oh, they have the DVD of Acceleration and the Blu-ray of Acceleration. I don't actually know what the price is because there is no price here, but a brand new indie one from my man Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, man, boy, he is every single week, man, coming out with something new. Man, my boy is busy, let me tell you. Look at that. Sean Patrick Flannery, Chuck Liddell, Rampage Jackson, Danny Trejo. Nice. Look at that. Not a bad cover, actually. What's this about? Vladek Zoric, played by Dolph. Oh, that's a great name, dude, for Dolph, dude. That's a Dolph Lundgren name. Vladek Zoric. Yeah. A villainous crime lord is double-crossed by the most... Oh, he's playing the villain in here. Nice. Oh, that looks cool, man. That's interesting. I love sort of Dolph playing the bad guy a lot of times, dude. He's so good at it. He's like, I will break you. Like, oh, great, man. I love him as the villain. It's awesome. I don't know about Sean Patrick Flannery, though, man. I haven't seen him in something in a long time. I think the last thing I saw him in was Boondock Saints 2. And that wasn't really that good, guys. I ain't not gonna lie. Looks like a cool little action movie with my man Dolph being a sinister villain. Crime lord, dude. Nice. Oh, I love him playing these villainous roles because he really eats it up big time. He eats the screen time up. He really loves it, dude. Oh, that looks cool, man. Like I said, I don't know about the other actors, but for me, man, I just watch it for Dolph, man. Looks kind of cool, man. If you guys know anything about Acceleration, definitely let me know. And I'm also seeing over here they have The Favorite for $14.96, which perception isn't reality, but a father's love is. Ah, Dove approved. There we go, baby. Nice. John Schneider, Matthew Fahey, inspired by true events. Benjamin Bernard has always wanted to be the favorite son of his brother. Oh, martial arts fighter. Brothers. Okay, another one of those sort of faith-based, movies overcoming adversity. Same thing like Overcomer. It looks okay. Then they also have only a Walmart exclusive for $37.96, which includes Overcomer, Courageous, Fireproof, Facing the Giants, Flywheel, and War Room. A 6-movie gift set full of faith and overcoming adversity, all for the holidays. Aw, isn't that sweet? Look, I'm sure these movies are good, man. I'm sure they are, and I don't want to shit on them because, everybody likes something different, so it's not up to me to decide what's good or bad. But honestly, though, a lot of these ones, they're a little schmaltzy and they're a little too preachy for my good, man. That's just me, though. And if you guys like it, it's a pretty cool 6-film set, man. Not bad. And then over here, guys, all the way over here, I'm noticing they have this $5 Blu-ray bin, and I wanted to show you this for a couple of reasons. They do have Rambo First Blood Part 2 right here. They have the Blu-ray digital of that. They do have the 4th Rambo film. They have Rambo 3 right here as well. They also have First Blood here also. So they do have the Blu-ray digital of all of those previous Rambo films for $5. So that's a really great deal. But I'm also noticing a couple other things here. They have this Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2 double feature from Scream Factory. I know that sometimes Scream Factory puts out these double features of like their standalone titles at times. And I actually own the standalone of Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2, the collector's edition releases, and those are really great releases. I don't know whether they're out of print or not, but I know Scream Factory, I think, stopped making them because of the whole controversy of Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2 and how people got on Scream Factory for releasing them because of Victor Salva and everything. But I own those two ones, so I own the collector's edition releases. But if you don't, this is actually a really interesting sort of Blu-ray of 1 and 2. It doesn't come with any of the special features, unfortunately. I kind of wish it did, but yeah, if you guys are looking for sort of the Scream Factory release and are looking for a cool double feature, Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. not bad. And by the way, guys, honestly, 1 and 2 are the best. 3, I don't have a problem with 3, but definitely it's the weaker of all of the movies, and I would probably pick just 1 and 2 over 3 any day of the week. But that's really cool that they have that, man. They also have over here, I noticed they have Anaconda. Now, this is actually the newer release of Anaconda from Mill Creek Entertainment, which I really love. Anaconda, this is a really great snake movie. I really love this, and it's a great Jennifer Lopez movie. I just wish it would have special features on it, man. I would have loved a commentary or a featurette interviewing some of the actors again or something, man. Damn, I really wish, because I really would love this, and hopefully maybe if another country maybe puts this out eventually, maybe they'll do more love to it or something. I've always really loved this movie though. This is great. John Voight is awesome in here. Like I said, Lopez, Ice Cube is pretty cool in here, and Eric Stoltz is. In fact, whatever happened to Eric Stoltz, man? He's barely doing any work anymore, dude. It's a shame. I last thing I saw him in was that Battlestar Galactica prequel, I think it was, that I saw him in. That was the last thing I really saw him in. But I used to really love Eric Stoltz, and he's not doing much anymore, man. Kind of a shame. So they do have Anaconda there, and like I said, this is a kind of a cool bin. Big Trouble in Little China, which is the older release. However, the Scream Factory edition did come out as well. They have that. A whole bunch of stuff here. They also have Expendables, and they have Copland. I love Copland, man. Copland is really great. Talk about an underrated Stallone movie. This is an underrated Stallone flick, dude. This is a great De Niro, Liotta, Keitel. Everybody hits this out of the park. This is such a great movie, dude. That doesn't get a lot of love, man. This was sort of Stallone going for his Oscar. He never got it, unfortunately, but it's a really good movie. Definitely one you guys should check out, especially if you're a Stallone fan. But a lot of Stallone stuff here, Rambos, and some cool double features. Not half bad, guys. Not half bad at all. All right. Well, that does it for Walmart. Let's head out. There is a decent amount of stuff being released this week. It's sort of the last push before sort of the holidays sort of end. And it's nice to see a lot of really cool selection that is coming out, but not a lot here at Walmart exactly. I mean, we didn't see Ad Astra. There wasn't a lot of indie releases that Walmart had here. Now, I know there's actually other indie titles that are coming out this week, especially sort of some horror indie titles that Walmart isn't carrying here. And on top of that, I know we're not really getting any exclusives here, and I don't really think this week is the week for exclusives exactly. I mean, I could be wrong. I just don't really see it being this type of week, guys. I mean, there's still a decent amount of stuff being released and a lot of cool stuff for movie lovers, but unfortunately, here at this Walmart, not as much as I thought. Kind of bare. I don't know whether they can't find the stock in the back or whether maybe some of the stock is late because of the holiday time. You guys know it. You go into certain stores and sometimes you're expecting more and sometimes you get less and vice versa. It's always a gamble when you go into stores. You guys know that. But not too bad overall here, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's head to the second location and see what we can find. All right, everybody. We are at our second location, Target, on this wintry weather day. I do it all for you guys. So I was really sort of kind of shocked we didn't get everything from Walmart. I was really hoping for some of those indie titles that I knew were coming out that we didn't get. There was a couple of interesting surprises. We got most of the new releases, but we didn't get them all. So I think we're going to get a decent selection over at Target. I really honestly do. And the reason why I say that is because there is a decent amount of stuff that's being released this week. So it's not like it's a small amount of stuff. We're getting big name releases. We're getting a lot of big titles, children's animation, a bunch of stuff that I know that Target is going to carry. The thing about it is Target going to be as good as Walmart. I was actually surprised, again, Walmart didn't have everything. I don't think we're going to get any exclusives over at Target, but again, I'm just not quite sure what we're going to get here. But I do think this week we're going to have good selection for sure. That's just my thought. I think with enough titles, I think Target's going to have enough in stock where I think we're going to see a lot of good stuff this week. That's just my opinion, guys. Not sure about it, but, it's a gamble. Going to any stores are a gamble. Let's be honest, guys. Going to any of these stores are a gamble, especially this time of year, because honestly, Blu-rays and DVDs and 4Ks are not exactly the highest priority during the Christmas season for a lot of these stores. Mostly it's toys and other electronics that are outside of the movies. So movies aren't exactly the most biggest get that you're going to see at these stores. But we've been pretty lucky seeing a decent selection for these past few weeks. So hopefully this week will definitely keep the trend going. Let's head into Target. Find out. All right, everybody, we are in a Target right here, and the first thing I'm seeing is they have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital of Ad Astra for $29.99, the Blu-ray digital for $22.99, and the DVD only for $19.99. And I did get a chance to catch this on Amazon Prime. I wanted to watch it in the theaters. I remember seeing the trailer, and I really liked the trailer quite a bit. I thought it was actually really looked very intriguing to me. I'm a big fan of sort of sci-fi tales, space adventures, and have really liked what Brad Pitt has been doing as of late. So I wanted to give it a chance. I never actually got it in the theater to actually see it. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of glad I didn't see it in the theater. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad movie. In fact, actually, this is a pretty good movie. I actually like it quite a bit. But it's a very slow movie. It's basically about sort of Brad Pitt is this astronaut, and there was this sort of space program years ago that his father manned, and it got lost, and they believe he's still alive, and that experiment that they were doing caused the anomalies that is going on that is basically hurting the earth, and he has to go to try to maybe find his father and stop the experiments and sort of everything that goes from there. I really like the performances quite a bit. I think that the movie is stunning. It's beautiful to look at. In fact, I have a feeling that this movie is going to look absolutely gorgeous in 4K. Just the backgrounds and the colors and everything just really pops big time. And I like the sort of mystery drama aspect to it, but I have to admit that this is a very slow movie, man. It's a very slow going movie. It takes its time to get going. And I can see a lot of people sort of losing interest in the movie. I really can. I mean, I didn't, but I can see a lot of people doing it. It's very much a thinking man science fiction movie. It's not this rocket science fiction, shoot 'em up action adventure type of movie. It's much more takes its time and plots along. Again, it's more slower paced. I was fine with it, but I know a lot of people probably are not big into it. I mean, it's a 2-hour movie, and it definitely feels 2 hours. But like I said, it's a really interesting thinking man science fiction. The performances are great. It looks good. If you're willing to, dive into a sci-fi tale that takes its time a little bit and is not sort of the more shoot 'em up sort of big explosion type thing, then I think you would enjoy this one quite a bit. I absolutely really did, man. But I honestly do have to admit that I enjoyed it probably better at home than I would in the theater. That would be my sort of recommendation, guys. Definitely let me know what you think of Ad Astra. Then over here I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray digital of Abominable for $24.99 and the DVD for $19.99. And I was thinking about with DreamWorks and everything, and the animation studio with DreamWorks, and there's quite a bit of stuff from DreamWorks that I like. I mean, I'll always sort of be partial to the Shrek stuff because I think the Shrek stuff is actually really cool. And I do have to say the How to Train Your Dragon stuff really has gotten to me in a big bad way. I like that. I like that series quite a bit, man. But I was thinking to myself, like, outside of DreamWorks and Pixar and Walt Disney Animation Studios and everything, there's not many real, like, big animation studios that are left. I mean, I was thinking you have Studio Ghibli. They're kind of around. And I guess you could include Cartoon Network in there. But unless you're one of some of the big, more heavy hitters, I don't think that you really have a chance to survive anymore in sort of this, you have to make a lot of money, and if you don't, basically, you're not gonna keep on surviving type of deal. I mean, I don't know if you guys heard or not, but there was that whole thing with, like, the animation studio who did the redesign on Sonic the Hedgehog, they did the redesign and then they went out of business. So the people who did the animation, the new stuff for Sonic the Hedgehog, they're not even going to see their work as like them still working for that animation studio. That animation studio is gone. So nowadays it's really only the big heavy hitters and that's it. And as much as I like DreamWorks, and I really do, can they really compete with things like Disney, Pixar, and stuff like that? I think studios like Studio Ghibli do really well because they're very niche. They do sort of anime stuff, so they do sort of different than what the US does. But things like DreamWorks, I really love movies like Abominable and Shrek and How to Train Your Dragon series, and they're sort of the ones that I consider sort of DreamWorks sort of the underdog of the animation studios. I mean, definitely let me know what you guys think, but it's sort of a shame because I've seen a lot of really great animation studios go the way of the dinosaur because they just can't compete with the big dogs, and it's really a shame. I think DreamWorks can still compete, but do they have the same type of backing that Pixar has? Unfortunately, not. But movies like Abominable are still really good, and I hope DreamWorks stays around for a long, long time because they've done a lot of really great work, and I see them doing even better work in the future. I honestly do, guys. Definitely let me know what you think of the animation studio stuff for sure, man. Then over here, I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray DVD digital of Downton Abbey for $24.99, the DVD for $19.99 right here. And I wanted to talk a minute about an actress that I really haven't talked about before, and that's Maggie Smith. I really want to talk about Maggie Smith quite a bit because, my God, man, how amazing she is. And I know some of the people who have actually seen all of Downton Abbey have told me how much she really is a part of this show and how amazing she is and how she is one of the rocks of this show. And, for a lot of you, I imagine a lot of you first saw her in sort of the Harry Potter series. Like, you first saw her in that. Like, you saw her in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and all those other movies, and that's how you found her. I actually found her the first time I ever saw the movie Hook, like that Steven Spielberg movie. I saw that one, and I was like really fell in love with her. I really liked her quite a bit. And then, actually, I ended up seeing her in Sister Act 1 and 2, and those are great movies. Sister Act 1 and 2 are absolutely a ball. I love those movies. She was great in those. I thought she was absolutely phenomenal. She's done a lot of really great work like Shakespeare and a lot of those sort of British type of stuff. She's a really, really great actress, man, and this role suits her so well, and I know she's kind of getting up there in age. She's probably not doing much anymore, but it's really nice to see her still doing work, because a lot of these sort of older actresses, I hate to say it, man, a lot of these older actresses, they really don't get as much work as they should, and it's nice to see people like Maggie Smith still working. Like I said, I haven't dived into all of her work, but the stuff I've seen her in, she's absolutely amazing. And she was one of the best parts about Downton Abbey, for sure, man. Definitely let me know your experiences with some of the Maggie Smith stuff. Like I said, I'm betting a lot of you found her through Harry Potter, but I'm not entirely accurate. Definitely let me know what you guys think, but she's awesome, and this movie definitely is a joy, for sure, man. Then over here I'm seeing they have the DVD of Rambo Last Blood for $14.99, the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray Digital for $24.99, and the Blu-ray DVD Digital for $19.99. And I'm kind of really curious about what your thoughts are on Stallone. And what I mean by that, really honestly, guys, is really, what is your thoughts on, like, Stallone still trying to be the action guy? Because, when I watch a movie like this, or I watch some of the more newer sort of Schwarzenegger stuff that he's come out with in the past 5 or so years, 10 years, somewhere around there, I'm like, these guys can't really do the action like they used to anymore. And I kind of feel like the era of these big, tough, macho action guys is kind of over at this point. I mean, I think out of all of them, Stallone is still trying his best to do it. I just don't think he's really successful, to be honest with you. I mean, I think the last great one that I saw of his had to have been probably that last Rambo movie. That was really the one where I was like, if he went out and just ended with that film, he would be amazing. It would be awesome. But he continues to do it. He continues to try doing these action stuff, and I don't know if he's just, I don't know whether he's tired or whether it's just that's all he can really do or people expect of him to do. Like I showed you guys at Walmart, he did Copland. He was amazing in Copland. And I thought he's been amazing in the Creed stuff, and he's not really doing much except for dramatic work in the Creed films. He can do it. I just feel like people only expect him to do action stuff. It's the same with Schwarzenegger or Van Damme or Lundgren. You know, I feel like certain actors get pigeonholed in that stuff, and I feel like Stallone has gotten pigeonholed. I mean, definitely let me know what you guys think, but yeah, unfortunately, movies like this, and again, it's not a terrible movie, but I just want Stallone to stop and Schwarzenegger to stop. You know what I mean? They just can't do it as well as they used to anymore. And you know, back in the 80s, the machismo and everything, even the 90s, that era is kind of gone now. The action people that we have now is no longer the Stallones or the Schwarzeneggers of the world. It's very much changed. I don't know whether you guys like the change or whether you guys think Stallone and Schwarzenegger should still be doing it until they're basically skin and bones. I mean, definitely let me know what you guys think, though. But he's still good here, but he's lesser than what he was. And I guess maybe lesser Stallone is still better than no Stallone? Definitely let me know, guys. Then over here I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray DVD digital of Overcomer for $22.99, the DVD digital for $19.99, and I will admit that these filmmakers here, the Kendrick brothers, all they've made is basically faith-based movies. That's all they've made. And I can see why. Like I said before, it's a huge genre. It's one of those genres that has actually sort of grown over the years. But as I said before, I'm not a huge fan of it. There's a few that I've liked recently, like I Can Only Imagine. I really enjoyed. I thought that was really fantastic. I even thought that Breakthrough was really good. Breakthrough was way better than I thought it had any right to be. And I don't even know why there's some religious ones that hit me better than others. The only thing I can think of is that basically it depends on the story, it depends on the characters, it depends on, you know, if they're too preachy. Because I feel that's really the problem with a lot of these sort of religious ones, is that they're way overly preachy. I mean, they go out of their way to preach at every single scene, and it's like, okay, I get it. I think if they're a little bit more looser with it, I think that helps, but again, I don't hate religious movies, but I feel like they're not as much for me as they are for other people. Is there any ones that you've liked? Because like I said, there's those that two I Can Only Imagine and Breakthrough that I really liked. Outside of that, there's not many that I like, and the ones that I do sort of maybe take the piss out of religion a little bit, sort of like that Good Omens show. They sort of take the piss out of religion. They don't really take it too seriously. The ones that do, not always like, but definitely let me know, guys. And then over here, guys, I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray of Acceleration for $13 right here. And is it just me, guys? Because I'm seeing this has Chuck Liddell in it and has Quentin Rampage Jackson. And why is it that all of these sort of like MMA fighters and everything are trying to get into the whole like acting business now, man? I mean, not many are really good at it. Like with Chuck Liddell, like the only thing I've ever liked Chuck Liddell in is when he was in Kick-Ass 2 playing Chuck Liddell. That's the only thing I ever liked of it. And as far as Quentin Rampage Jackson, I actually do have to admit that I really liked him in the A-Team. I thought he was great in the A-Team. In fact, by the way, I think that movie, The A-Team, is vastly underrated. I think it's a really cool action movie that doesn't get nearly as much love as it really deserves. He was really great in that as B.A. Baracus. I think he was fantastic in that, man. But outside of like that, I don't really see any point of these MMA fighters. I mean, I can see why they do it because they're big and tough and they're somewhat imposing, and I guess people think that they can put them in a movie and they can actually act, but just because they're fighting in a octagon type of thing doesn't mean they can actually pull off acting alongside my man Dolph Lundgren. That's just me though, man. What do you think about all these sort of sports guys or these sort of wrestler MMA fighters trying to act? I mean, I just don't really think they're able to pull it off, man. I mean, they can pull off the tough guy angle. There's only a few that have actually ever pulled it off well. Like I said, The Rock does, and Dave Bautista does, and there's others that have tried, like The Miz, which, oh man, is really terrible. But I just don't think these guys are really good enough to really pull off it. Like I said, Rampage was good in A-Team. Outside of that, I can't really recommend him in anything else. Let me know what you guys think of that. I just don't think it's really good, but that's just my opinion, though, man. Other than that, really, I don't think there's anything else. I mean, we got some of the same similar stuff here, guys. Nothing really new over in this section. Game of Thrones, Big Bang Theory, City Hall, Fuller House. In fact, let me ask you guys, what was the whole, like, I know the new season came out of Fuller House on Netflix, and there's this whole controversy of, because it's the final season, they didn't put the Olsen twins in there or something, like they forgot to put the Olsen twins in, or they never asked them, and it kind of feels like it kind of cheapened the final season for them not doing it. But by the way, have you guys seen the Olsen twins lately? They look like they're skin and bones, man. So you know what, they look really bad, man. And by the way, I don't know if there was, I mean, I think there was the first season when they weren't there was a big to do about it, but outside of that, I don't think anybody really missed them. But maybe I'm wrong, though. I don't know, there was just this huge controversy that I heard about the Olsen twins, and I was like, really? People are really missing them? Okay, well, whatever. I haven't watched any of the new Fuller House stuff. I haven't watched any of the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. I haven't watched any of them, so I don't know whether they're good, bad, whatever, man. I don't know. I'm thinking of watching them, but I have so much nostalgia for the original Full House that I just don't really see the point. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that one. Other than that, I mean, I got the same stuff, all that Christmas holiday stuff, the Christmas holiday Blu-rays, DVDs, all that section. Other than that, well, that seems to do it, guys. Not bad selection this week. All right, let's head out. I knew it would be pretty good here, guys. I have to admit, I kind of knew it would be. There was enough movies and there was enough stuff that was coming out this week that I knew we'd be pretty safe with good selection here at Target. And thankfully, I was right for sure, man. I mean, we even saw something that we didn't see over at Walmart, which is not bad at all. Outside of that, no real, like, indie releases or anything, but to be honest with you guys, Target has never been one to really put out any of the indie stuff, so I'm not surprised, put it that way. But honestly though, other than that, they have all of the new releases and a couple of the smaller titles as well, and not bad here at Target, not bad at all, guys. Alright, man, so, you know, pretty average standard week, but at least we're getting good selection, and that is a plus for sure. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed Target. Let's head to the third and final location and see what we can find. Alright guys, well, it's a decent release week, nothing earth-shattering or anything, but we've got some decent titles that we've been checking out so far. But can we save the best for last? I think we can when we head into the Beast Best Buy, baby. So maybe we might even see an exclusive, some different titles that we haven't seen anywhere else, and all the cool variety that we've already seen as well. Best Buy always delivers, and this time could be one of the better ones for sure. So let's head in and check it out. And let's go in because I'm freezing my ass off. Alright everybody, we are in at Best Buy under the new releases, and the first thing I'm seeing over here is they have the Blu-ray digital of Ad Astra for $22.99, and on the other side of here they have the 4K Blu-ray digital of Ad Astra for $29.99. And as I said, it's a very slow-going, very thinking man science fiction film, as I said before. And it really comes down to, if you like movies like 2001: A Space Odyssey, Solaris, 2010, if you like those type of movies, then I think you're going to like this. If you like, even something like Gravity, I think sort of equals this. If you like other sort of big bombastic sci-fi stuff, I don't know if this is really up your alley. Like I said, I think this really depends on the type of sci-fi you actually watch to see if you actually are very interested in it. But I think, those are the type of ones that come to mind that sort of equal Ad Astra. So if you like those, then this one would definitely be up your alley. And another thing that I was thinking about while watching this movie was Brad Pitt, because I really got to give Brad Pitt a lot of credit, man, because he has really done some very unique and interesting and off-ball movies at times. Like, not ones that you'd expect Brad Pitt to do. Like, Ad Astra is not one that you instantly think of Brad Pitt doing. Even something like a role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is very different for someone like a Brad Pitt. But he's always been doing some really unique and interesting things in the past, man. Like, I was thinking of, like, The Tree of Life is one that I was thinking of that he did, that I was thinking of. Even stuff like early in his career, man, like 12 Monkeys. I really love 12 Monkeys, man. That was one of those weird performances that I remember watching, like, Brad Pitt in. One of the first ones I ever saw Brad Pitt in. I was like, dude, this is so bizarre and weird, and I love him in this, man. And I would even say another one that not many people really, well, hopefully you guys are aware of it, is Sleepers. Such a really great sort of movie, man. Sleepers, dude. If you ever get a chance to watch Sleepers, please do, because it's a really underrated film. Got a lot of really great performances in there, a lot of really great people in there, man. And, he's just done a lot of really great stuff. Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, and the Ocean's films, and even sort of a River Runs Through It. And he's done so many really wonderful stuff, man. And I sort of feel like Brad Pitt, as he gets older, he's one of those sort of actors that's not defined by Hollywood standards anymore. He's done the Hollywood thing, he's done all those big budget movies, and now he wants to do some weird stuff, experimental things, and work with different filmmakers, and I really appreciate them. And in fact, if you really look back at Brad Pitt's resume, he's actually always been that guy, to be honest with you. He's always done some offbeat stuff where it's not always the Hollywood leading man stuff. It's very different. In fact, even though we kind of look at sort of Brad Pitt in the sort of elite Hollywood status, and he is, I think if you go back and look at his filmography, I think he's done much more riskier stuff than you guys might give him credit for. Definitely do it. And I think Ad Astra is one of those ones where, it's not a bona fide hit. It didn't make a lot of money at the box office, but I think he wanted to do something that was unique and interesting, storytelling wise, and doing something that not many people expect of him, which I really do appreciate, man. Let's see here. You got deleted scenes with optional commentary, To the Stars, A Man Named Roy, The Crew and the Cepheus, The Art of Ad Astra, Reach for the Stars, and audio commentary. Not bad. Not bad. Special features, man. Pretty good. For $29.99. Not bad at all, man. Definitely look into this one if you're into the slower burn sci-fi. If you're not, then it's not for you. And I do mean that, guys. Then over here I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray DVD digital of Rambo: Last Blood for $19.99, the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital for $24.99, and holy shit, I didn't actually think we were actually going to see an exclusive for Rambo: Last Blood, but here we are, guys. We are seeing the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray digital only at Best Buy limited edition steelbook for $29.99. Very interesting, sort of him holding the knife ready to gut into somebody's heart or stomach, and he's looking like he's going in for the kill there, baby. There we go. Very interesting here. Very different from this artwork. In fact, I have to admit, I probably prefer this artwork a little bit better. I sort of like him front and center there with sort of the red Rambo there. I kind of like that a little bit better than this one. But this one does look pretty cool, though. It's kind of interesting. I was not expecting a exclusive for Rambo Last Blood. For some reason, I thought we would never get it, but here it is. Not bad, guys. Not bad at all, man. And, you know, if I had to rank the Rambo films, if I had to, I'd probably say my favorite is, see, this is a toughie. I would probably say it's the fourth Rambo film. Because for some reason, I was not expecting much, and that whole stuff with him facing the Burmese soldiers, and that whole final sequence where he's literally on this, like, gun turret, and he's literally turning these soldiers into Swiss cheese, man. My God. He is really turning them into just pools of blood. Goodness gracious, man. And I just really love that film, dude. I think that's really a great one, dude. I really honestly do. And I probably would equal that with probably the first Blood. I probably would, because that movie's really great. And that movie's not really even an action film. It's more of a drama, which I think is actually vastly underrated. Most people think of Rambo as the action guy, but that one's more of the drama. After that, I'd probably say would be probably First Blood Part 2 would be the one that I would say, because after that, First Blood Part 2 is really interesting. Like, I really like the story. I like the action. It's definitely very, like in your face 80s violence for sure. That stuff really is sort of piques my interest, sort of ultra violence of the 80s. And then after that, I probably would say this film would be sort of the number 4, I would say, because I do really like sort of the violence in this one. I like sort of how he takes out the bad guy, literally ripping out his fucking heart. Jesus, man. And it's just very brutal in this, man, especially when he's going after the revenge against the cartel people. I mean, my God, man. And then my least favorite would probably be Rambo 3. You know, I don't hate Rambo 3, but it really is not a great Rambo movie. It really not. It's 80s excess, but it's not good 80s excess, I would say. That's sort of my ranking. Let me know what your guys' ranking is. But it's kind of interesting because at the end of this film, they kind of hint that this may not be the last Rambo movie. I mean, they kind of say it's the last one, but not really, because he kind of rides into the sunset as maybe another adventure might happen. Who knows? I mean, I hope the Rambo series is done. I really do. It's the same with the Rocky series. Like, I've heard Stallone say he wants to do another Rocky film, and I'm kind of like, dude, just pump the brakes, man, please, because you're not that guy anymore. I'm surprised they even made another one of these, but like I said, if he went out, I think he went out better in the fourth film than he did this one. I like the storyline with his niece, but the problem is I think the Mexican cartel stuff was not as good as sort of the Burmese soldier stuff. I just don't think you could do as much of it as you did with that. Like I said, I think some of these franchises really do need to end. Some of these older franchises. I mean, we'll get to Terminator when we get to that Terminator film, Dark Fate. We'll get to there, but it's like these franchises really need to end, man. They're not bringing anything new to the table. They're doing the same old thing, and some of these actors just feel tired at this point, and Stallone definitely does. If this is the last one, fine. I wish they wouldn't have made it. I wish they would have done the fourth film as the final one, but it's a cash grab is what it is. It's not terrible, but it's not the best the Rambo series could be. There's been better Rambo films. Rambo is not what Rambo used to be. Could I see them remaking Rambo years from now? Yeah. 10, 15 years from now, I think they could redo Rambo again. I honestly do, guys. Would I want it? No. But I could see them doing it as a cash grab as well. But that's just me, though, guys. I mean, still, it's cool seeing badass Stallone no matter what age he is. But just for the Rambo character, it could have been done better, though. That's just my opinion, man. You got here Drawing Last Blood multi-part production diary. From first note to last blood, music from the massacres, and theatrical trailer. Not a lot of special features, honestly, guys. I was hoping for maybe a commentary or a documentary on Rambo itself instead of Stallone saying goodbye to the character. It would have been nice, but I would probably wait till it goes down to a little bit of a better price in order to pick it up, guys. But if you're a fan of Rambo and a fan of Stallone, then it's definitely at least worth a watch, guys. And I gotta admit, I definitely was not expecting a steelbook. How crazy is that, man? For Rambo, of all things, a steelbook. And then over here, guys, I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray DVD digital of Overcomer for $19.99 right here. Now, there's really not much more to say about Overcomer, to be honest with you. I will say that you've pretty much already made your mind up with this movie, guys. You either really love these faith-based sort of inspiring tales, or you don't. This movie's not going to change anybody's mind. This movie's not going to, make you see these movies in a different light. You either like them or you don't. And for me, it's just not something I really like, guys. But I know a lot of you out there do really enjoy these type of movies, and that's why I definitely show them off for you guys in order to enjoy them and know that the latest faith-based movie is out there, regardless of what I think. Trust me, guys. You get here, wow, a ton of exclusives. The making of Overcomer, bloopers, 10 minutes of additional scenes, commentary, Overcomer in 60 seconds, the power of forgiveness, music video, and a bunch of Blu-ray stuff here. You get Don't Mess with the Editors, working with the Kendricks, post-production. Jeez, man, there's a lot of special features here. Whoa. And for $19.99, if you're a fan of this movie, then it's actually something worth picking up for sure, guys. Damn. Very, very interesting. Some, big budget movies don't even get that much special features. Holy shit. Well, hey. Entice the people to buy it. Put a lot of special features on, and you will get people to buy it. I always say, man, physical media entice people, make it worth their while to purchase physical media. When you put a lot of special features and a lot of effort in, people will buy it for sure, man. Then over here I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray DVD digital of Abominable for $22.99, the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray digital for $27.99, and I was thinking of all the movies out there that have sort of the Yeti in them, or sort of quote-unquote Bigfoot, and ones that were for kids. There's a few that I was thinking of. I mean, there's this one, there's Smallfoot, there's Missing Link, there's those ones that have recently come out. There's another one which is really weird. It's got Meatloaf in it. It's from the mid-90s, I believe, and it's called To Catch a Yeti. If you guys have ever heard of To Catch a Yeti, or if you haven't, let me know, by the way, and watch it if you can. It is such a weird, bizarre sort of PG comedy, and the Yeti looks so fucking weird. It's one of those sort of probably direct-to-DVD movies that would be spoofed on Red Letter Media or something. It's just one of those ones that just really screams out just really bizarre and weird and just 90s VHS straight to video cheese. Really weird, man. Definitely one worth at least checking out for sure. And then after that, it kind of goes into more adult fare. I mean, you have Harry and the Hendersons, which is actually really good. I do definitely recommend Harry and the Hendersons. Great. John Lithgow is awesome in that. I will also say I really do love The Legend of Boggy Creek. I think The Legend of Boggy Creek is really good, but that's definitely more adult stuff for sure. I would also say Willow Creek. Willow Creek's not bad. That one's directed by Bobcat Goldthwait. And Bobcat does a pretty good job, but you don't really get to see much in that movie, unfortunately, as far as Bigfoot or the Yeti. You don't really get to see a lot. I will say the one I really love the most is probably another movie, actually the same title, Abominable, which is a much more gruesome horror film. which has got, I believe, Matt McCoy in it from like one of the Police Academy movies. And that is great. Like the Yeti Bigfoot in that is terrifying, dude. It's like bites people's faces off and it rips people apart, and so great, dude. Just make sure your kids don't get this confused with the other Abominable, because I think your kids will be having some major fucking nightmares, dude. But that one I really do enjoy quite a bit, man. I enjoy that one a lot. Like I said, it's kind of cool to see the kids watching sort of a Yeti film and seeing a Yeti being cute and cuddly before it starts ripping and tearing your face to pieces. Yep. Fun times. Well, let me know about some other Yeti or Bigfoot films that you guys recommend. Definitely let me know, man. You got here 2 original shorts, deleted scenes, animating Abominable, and your Yeti care guide. How to take care of your Yeti. Good to know. Interesting stuff. It probably looks really great in 4K just as well as Blu-ray, but it is definitely a good one for kids, worth checking out for sure, guys. Not bad selection so far, guys. Let's see what else they got. Alright, we're over on the other side of the new releases, guys, and I'm seeing over here they have the DVD of Downton Abbey for $17.99, the Blu-ray DVD and digital for $22.99, and another interesting exclusive here, Blu-ray DVD digital of Downton Abbey for $27.99. And look at this thing. This looks really classy, man. Look at that. That spells class all around, man. That is nice. Look at that, dude. It sort of comes with collectible photo book and recipe cards. Nice. That looks really classic, man. That looks like a classy edition, man. I could see somebody buying that. That definitely fits sort of the Downton Abbey theme. That looks really cool, man. Again, I was not expecting a exclusive for Downton Abbey here at Best Buy, but again, never know what you're gonna get, man. It definitely looks a lot better than this cover for sure, man. I would definitely buy that, especially if you're a fan of Downton Abbey. This is a really great edition, dude. That looks classy. Very classic, man. Nice. And you know what? One of the things I really loved about this, and I don't know if it's just all of Downton Abbey, the series, but definitely the movie, was it being set in the 1920s. And I don't know if I've ever told you guys, but I am a huge fan of the era of the 1920s. If I could go back in time and visit any era, it would be the 20s. It really would. I love the fashion. I love the way people spoke. I loved all of the creative artists and just all the sort of really great sort of artistic stuff that was going on during that decade. It's just a really just really great and wild time, really before sort of the Depression happens and everything. It's just a really great time of 1920s excess and meeting all these great people that inspired so many others, and I just really love that. There's a Woody Allen movie called Midnight in Paris, which is absolutely phenomenal, and I love that movie because Owen Wilson, you know, at night he goes back into the 1920s and he meets all these different, you know, writers and musicians and all these great influencers of the time period, and it was so awesome, dude. And the 1920s is one of those decades that really just sort of has me fascinated, man. Even sort of the movies and everything back then. I mean, you had great creative artists and people making movies like Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin. I mean, great movies like Nosferatu, Metropolis as well. So much great stuff, man. The 20s, I really love that time period so much. I may be alone in that, but I really do love it for sure, man. It's one of those time periods that I absolutely adore, man. And this definitely took advantage of that in a big bad way. I just really love this movie, man. I just really did. And it just reminded me of old school Hollywood. It reminded me of movies that don't really get made much anymore. You see the big bombastic action stuff, you see the romantic dramas, you see, you know, all this other big bombastic films, but this is a more personal, a more sort of, dressed up and more regal time, and it just is something you don't see much. You see a lot of stuff that they do on BBC or PBS or something, but you don't really see it much in the movie theater. So I really did enjoy Downton Abbey quite a bit, and I know it made a lot of money. People definitely enjoyed it in a big bad way. So it was nice that they got to do a movie, and I'm kind of curious, guys, because this is one of those sort of, after they ended the series, they did a movie. There's not many that sort of get that treatment. I know Firefly did with Serenity and a couple other ones, but I'm glad that this got sort of the movie treatment. But what are other sort of series that didn't get the movie treatment that definitely deserve it? Let me know. I'm glad this one definitely did, because it was a well worth it movie. The acting is phenomenal. The time period, the setting, the clothing, everything is so well done here. If you like sort of the British, sort of old school times, sort of, period piece dramas, then Downton Abbey is definitely one you got to check out, guys, honestly. You got deleted scenes, upstairs and downstairs cast conversations, the royal visit, true to the 20s, welcome to Downton Abbey, the brilliance of Julian Fellows, Downton Abbey series recap, and feature commentary. Not bad. Like I said, I gotta get into Downton Abbey, but let me know, is it worth it, or is just the movie the one I should have just checked out? Because after watching this, I definitely want to dive into it, but let me know your thoughts on Downton Abbey for sure, guys. And this is a really great addition, man. This is really awesome. God, really cool addition indeed, man. Not half bad. Well, I'm putting it in the wrong spot. If I put it in the right spot, makes sense. Alright, guys, not half bad, actually. Another exclusive. I was not expecting we were going to find this. Again, never know until you enter a store, guys, for sure. Alright, let's see what else they got. Alright, everybody, we are over in this section of Best Buy, and I am seeing they do have the Blu-ray of Acceleration for $14.99. Not much more to say about this one, unless you really love some Dolph Lundgren straight to Blu-ray and DVD goodness, then this is right up your alley, guys. I always tell you how much I really love Dolph, and it really is no joke. I really honestly do. As I was saying earlier, talking about Schwarzenegger and Stallone and everything, and they're sort of the last of the big, machismo guys from the 80s. We'll put Dolph there. Dolph is really the same thing, man. Dolph really represents, and Dolph, man, talk about somebody who doesn't get half the kind of praise that Stallone or Schwarzenegger get, and he gets a lot more slack and a lot more shit and doesn't get nearly as many good projects as those guys do. But I think he's equally as good, man. I mean, am I alone in this? Definitely let me know if I'm alone, because I don't think I am, but definitely let me know, guys. But he may not get a good project, but I think he always brings his A game. I really honestly do. No special features here. That's kind of a shame. No special features. That sucks. Well, they do have the Blu-ray for $14.99. Special features not included. They do have that. And also, just so you guys know, they do have the 4K of Rambo right here for $9.99. They have Rambo 3, the 4K, Rambo First Blood Part 2, and First Blood all on 4K. And I'm actually kind of curious, guys. I'm actually curious. If they were to make another Rambo movie, if they were to do it, what would the plot be of the next Rambo movie? It can't be, soldiers. It can't be drug lords. It can't be him going against the cops or anything like that. It's got to be something unique and original, but something real world. I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say, because I think it is the last one, because this last one here kind of really failed at the box office really badly. So I don't think we're ever going to get another one. But just in case they want to revive Stallone from the grave eventually and do another Rambo movie, what would be the plot? Very curious as to what your guys' thoughts are. And speaking of all of the 4K stuff, I am actually curious, guys, what is your thoughts on the prices of 4K right now? Because I see certain 4Ks that have gone down in price in a really good way. Like I see something like, Maze Runner: The Death Cure being 14.99, and that's a really good price. I think it's not a bad price for 4K. And then I see other ones, like I see Justice League right here for 24.99, the 4K, and that's a ridiculous price for Justice League, man. Or even look at that, like it. That's still 24.99 on 4K, man. That's ridiculous prices, dude. I mean, I know a lot of this stuff was on sale during Black Friday, and if you picked it up on Black Friday, then you are one lucky son of a bitch. But, some have really good prices to it. Like, for the 4K of Expendables, 17.99 is not a bad price. I look at something like Ex Machina for 13.99, which is a really awesome price. But then I look at something like the 4K of Ant-Man, which is 24.99. That's still a lot, man. That's still quite a bit. And then you've got, Bad Boys 1 and 2 for 26.99, which I guess is not a bad price either. But like I said, it's kind of sort of sporadic. You have the Cinderella one, 24.99. Don't know why that one is so high. And then you have lower ones like The Incredible Hulk for 14.99, Independence Day for 14.99, War for the Planet of the Apes for a really good price. And then you get other ones like The Nun on 4K, which is 19.99. That could go down another $5. Yeah, it's kind of tough because I think some of the 4K stuff is going down, but not completely. And I definitely still prefer Blu-ray over 4K as far as prices are concerned, because some of the 4K titles are worth it and some are not. So I'm definitely curious as to what your guys' thoughts are on the whole pricing of 4K. They are going down, but have they gone down enough yet? Definitely let me know, guys. But not too bad here. Pretty typical stuff overall, but not bad selection and some interesting exclusives. All right, let's head out. Actually, it's not half bad here over at Best Buy. It's pretty typical, a lot of the same typical releases, to be honest with you. Nothing really crazy or out of the ordinary or unique exactly of a title that we didn't see anywhere else. But I will admit, I was not expecting a steelbook for Rambo Last Blood, and I was not expecting special sort of limited edition packaging for Downton Abbey. For some reason, I just thought that this week we weren't going to see any sort of exclusives, so this was definitely a surprise for sure, guys. But that's why I love coming to Best Buy, because really, I tell you guys, there's bound to be something that we see that no one else will have, and they are always pretty good about it. Yes, this is a decent release week. Yes, there's still a lot of stuff to show off. It does feel, though, a little bit slower than what we have been seeing before, but honestly, we're getting towards the end of the year. We're getting a few titles out there in the market, but really it's sort of the last gasp before 2019 ends, guys. But still, pretty decent stuff at all the stores all around, I would say. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Let's head home. Finish the video. Alright, everybody, that'll do it for the Blu-ray and DVD out and about video this week. And we're in the last 2-3 weeks of 2019, and because we're heading rapidly towards Christmas, the physical media at the stores tend to take a little bit of a hit at times. Not a major hit, but definitely a little bit. People are more focused on the toys and the action figures and the electronics and the computers and the TVs. I mean, Walmart was very busy, Target was very busy, and Best Buy, a lot of people were looking at the electronics and all the cell phones and everything. So the Blu-rays and DVDs are not always the biggest priority going on at this time of year, guys, but honestly, I was still really happy with a lot of what was put on the shelves for the physical media. There was a few things, like I said, that did come out this week that I thought we would see in stores, but maybe we might see it next week or the week after. I think a lot of these movies and a lot of things are probably in the back, but right now it's not the biggest priority, so it does take a hit at times. It will. So if you are looking for something and maybe it's not in the store shelf, maybe it's in the back or something like that, or honestly just order online, guys, because sometimes that might be your best bet to do, honestly. But overall, though, I mean, it's not bad. We're still getting a lot of really great releases coming out, a lot of stuff that they want to put out before the Christmas season, before 2019 ends. So you still have a lot of really great stuff coming out. Stuff for kids, you know, you got horror stuff, you've got action, you've got drama. I mean, a lot of good stuff to pick from. Not too bad this week. Could be a little bit better, but honestly, we're ending the year with a lot of great physical media that has come out. So if the last few weeks don't light the world on fire, I'm not exactly worried about it, guys. We've had a lot of really great stuff this year by far, man. So I hope you guys did pick up something. If you did, definitely let me know. As far as I'm concerned, well, I got a couple packages in the mail, guys. I got a package in the mail from Diabolic DVD. So this one that I got from Diabolic DVD is actually a collector's edition from Scream Factory. Now, this has never been in the collection, ever. I was almost actually going to buy the Australian release of this title. And I didn't because for some reason I just had, I don't know, an inkling or an itch that maybe this was going to get released here in the States. And I was right. So I'm actually super excited to have this in the collection. I loved the movie. And you know, it's kind of a really cool, interesting horror movie within the genre. It's a movie that I don't think a lot of people talk about when it comes to this type of genre, but it's one that I consider it really high up there. So I'm actually really happy that Scream Factory gave it the love that it deserves. So I'm dying to definitely dive into this. I haven't seen the movie in a very long time, but I remember being a huge fan of it back in the VHS and DVD days. So consider me super hyped for this one, guys. So definitely excited for that. And another package from Diabolic DVD as well. So this package, guys, has a movie in it from Arrow Video. Now, this is a title that has been released before, actually multiple times. I have the Criterion edition of this movie, and I won't be getting rid of it. This is a nice compliment to it. And this is one of my favorite films of all time. Honestly, in my top 10. And I was hemming and hawing about picking it up. I was like, should I? Should I not? I don't know. And so I decided, you know what, I'm just going to pull the trigger, man. I'm going to pull the trigger on it in a big bad way because, you know, if you really love a movie, I mean, sincerely really love a movie, then you can never have too many editions of it because you just love it so much that you want every edition out there. Not saying I have every edition, but saying that this is worthy of getting another edition of it for sure. So I'm definitely excited for that one. So I got two from Diabolic DVD, two very different movies, but two I am happy to be putting in the collection for sure, guys. And if you guys kind of see that it's a little bit different in the shelving area, well, there is a reason why that is, guys. Because I have a new shelving unit, guys. Yes, I do. Look at this bad boy right here. Not bad here. Very, very cool. So, a couple of you have asked me about if I was going to get new shelving anytime soon, and you know, what am I doing about rearranging my Blu-rays and all of that stuff. So I used to have all of my stuff right on the bottom here. Right on the bottom, right on the floor. I had all of my newer Blu-rays and everything like that. And because I literally did not have any more space left. I literally did not. And so for a long while, I've been keeping them all on the ground. And so now, with this new shelf, I actually now have a ton of space. There's way more space to put more stuff. On top of that, the other shelf, I put some cool like collector's box sets and whatnot that I have as well for the time being. But that one is a whole new shelf as well that will be able to have you know, Blu-rays and whatnot on it when this shelf over here is all filled up as well. So I have plenty of space now and plenty of room, thank God. You know, when you live in an apartment, the unfortunate thing is you kind of run out of space really fast, especially when you're collecting like I am. So I am definitely happy for this shelving unit that I got. It was about $113 and I got it for free because my girlfriend and her father ended up getting me some really great Amazon.com gift cards for my birthday, and so I waited a while, but I finally got to use them. And I also want to thank Cinema Sickness because towards the beginning of this year, I actually messaged Cinema Sickness and I asked him about what shelving is the best to get. Because I know he does a lot of shelving that he does himself, but I asked what are some great shelving for me to buy, and he recommended one great shelving unit to get, and it was this one here. I ended up messaging like the beginning of 2019, so he probably doesn't even remember this. But he gave me great advice about this great shelving unit, and I finally bought it. So thank you to him, by the way, for recommending this shelf to me. It was a little bit of a pain in the butt to put together, but I finally got it together, and it looks absolutely gorgeous, and it looks wonderful, and a ton of space left. So thank you so much to him, and oh, more shelving means less hassles, but I had to rearrange the collection and put new titles in. It was a pain in the butt, but well worth it, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray and DVD Tuesday videos that I do every single week. Check out the theatrical movie reviews I do with my friends. Check out the Blu-ray pickup videos, plus much more content on the channel. If you're a lover of movies and physical media, hit subscribe and become a part of the Film Fan Nation. Look, I want to thank you guys. I really honestly do. You guys are really awesome, leaving great comments, great suggestions, the likes, supporting the channel, subscribing. I really do appreciate it so much. And I say it every video, but it almost is really true that you guys are some of the best subscribers on YouTube. And I really thank you guys so much for your support. I really honestly do. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate it. So if you like how I talk about movies, the videos, definitely hit subscribe and keep up to date with everything I'm doing through Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. FilmFan108. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing, plus special videos and pictures I do from time to time on social media as well. Alright guys, I will see you back next week for a brand new Blu-ray and DVD Out and About video. Take care everybody, and happy hunting.